You've probably never thought twice about it. That bracelet you slip on each morning, the necklace that's become part of your daily look, the ring you've worn for years without ever taking off. It's just jewelry, right? A touch of beauty, a bit of habit. But here's something most people never consider. What if that small, familiar object is doing more than sitting on your skin? What if it's quietly influencing how you feel, how clearly you think, or even how opportunities flow or don't flow into your life? There's no need to believe in magic or superstition to understand this. Your body is a living energy field, every cell in motion, every emotion leaving a trace. And the objects we wear directly on that field, they're not neutral. Every material, every shape, every scratch or knot carries its own subtle vibration. When it aligns with you, life feels smoother, lighter. But when it clashes, when a piece is too tight, too old, cracked, or simply not meant for your current season of life, it begins to disrupt. Not loudly, but persistently. A foggy mind, a restless sleep, plans that keep slipping out of reach. None of this happens overnight. That's what makes it so hard to notice. You'll brush it off as stress, aging, or just one of those weeks. But slowly, quietly, something once meant to support you starts to drain you instead. And you don't need to be spiritual to feel it. You just need to pause, tune in, and ask, does this still feel like it belongs with me? Because here's the truth. Abundance and vitality don't just come from outside. They begin with how freely your energy moves. And sometimes all it takes to change everything is to unfasten what no longer fits. Part 1, not everything beautiful is good for you. We're told to trust beauty. We're drawn to it, elegance, sparkle, detail. And for many women, especially after a certain age, beauty isn't about impressing others. It's about holding on to something that still feels like us. That bracelet you wear every day, the ring you never take off, not even to sleep. These pieces often carry more than memories. They carry meaning, comfort, familiarity. But here's a truth we rarely hear. Not everything that looks beautiful is good for you, not anymore. It's easy to think of jewelry as neutral, harmless, decorative. But what if I told you the very piece you treasure could be slowing you down? That the ring that once symbolized strength might now be holding grief? That the necklace you wore through a hard season is still echoing the energy of those days, even though your life has moved on? We live in a culture that celebrates sentiment. That's not wrong. But it becomes dangerous when we forget that the energy we carry and the things we place on our body are constantly interacting. Nothing stays still. Not your body, not your mood, not your energy. So when a piece of jewelry clings too tightly to the past, when it vibrates with an energy that no longer matches your present, it starts to weigh on you, quietly, invisibly, until one day you notice something. You're more tired than usual, restless, foggy. You forget small things, your sleep changes, you keep missing good timing by a little. Conversations feel harder, you chalk it up to aging, to hormones, to stress. And yes, those things play a role, but sometimes the shift isn't in you, it's on you. You see, jewelry rests on your skin, right on top of your pulse points. On your wrist, where your lifeblood flows, around your neck, close to your breath. Near your heart, your voice, your thoughts. And because it's in constant contact with your energy, it becomes part of the rhythm you carry through the day. When the jewelry aligns with you, your mood lifts, your focus sharpens, you feel a gentle strength holding you. But when it doesn't, when it's cracked, too tight, or emotionally charged, it becomes friction. Not loud, not obvious, but it's there, like background static that slowly wears you down. One woman told me about a ring she'd worn since her late husband passed. At first, it brought her comfort, grounded her in his memory. But over time, she began to feel exhausted, stuck, unsure why she kept saying no to new opportunities. Until one morning, she took it off just for a day. I felt like I could breathe again, she said. That's energy speaking, not superstition, just awareness. Another woman shared about a necklace she wore every single day. A gift from her daughter during a painful chapter in their relationship. It reminds me that we came through it, she said, but every time she wore it, old feelings came back, tightness in her chest, doubt in her voice. She hadn't realized she was carrying not just the memory, but the emotional weight. I thought it was love, she said, but I was reliving hurt. This isn't about throwing away what you love, it's about listening. Because your body knows when something no longer feels good, even if your mind clings to the story. And jewelry, as small as it is, holds story and sensation. You may not see the energy it carries, but you feel it in the tension in your shoulders, the unease before a conversation, the delay in decisions you used to make with ease. Beauty can comfort us, but it can also distract us. A sparkling pendant might look stunning in the mirror, but if it no longer resonates with who you are now, it becomes a quiet mismatch, an energy that presses, tugs, pulls you slightly off course. And in time, that slight becomes significant. A cluttered day, a tired week, a season that just doesn't flow. What no one tells us is that letting go of a piece doesn't erase the memory. In fact, it can honor it more deeply. By releasing what no longer fits, you make space for something new. You allow your energy to breathe. And when you wear something that truly resonates with your present self, not your past, not your pain, it shows. Not just in how you look, but in how you move, how you speak, how life begins to meet you again. This is especially important as we age. Not because we're more fragile, but because we've lived more. We've held more. We've worn pieces through weddings, divorces, heartbreaks, reinventions. Our jewelry becomes part of our emotional wardrobe, and just like we no longer wear the same shoes we wore 20 years ago, we shouldn't keep wearing energy that no longer walks with us. So take a moment. Quiet, simple, no rush. Look at the pieces you wear most often. Not just their shape or sparkle, but how they make you feel. Do you feel held or held back? Lighter or heavier, clear or slightly clouded? Don't judge it, just notice. Because in that noticing, something powerful begins, the act of choosing again. Sometimes healing doesn't look like therapy or retreat. It looks like taking off a necklace and breathing differently. Like letting your wrist go bare just to see what returns. It's not about superstition, it's about attention. And abundance, the kind that flows, not just financially, but energetically, emotionally, often starts with the smallest shift. Like unfastening a clasp that was quietly strangling your clarity. We spend years accumulating. Jewelry, stories, attachments. But what if your next season is not about adding, but releasing? What if the way forward isn't more effort, but less resistance? Not everything beautiful is meant to stay. Some pieces walked with you through a chapter, and now it's time to thank them, bless them, and let them rest. Because beauty that no longer nourishes is no longer beauty, it's residue. And your energy deserves more than that. Part 2, 3 habits that drain your wealth and life force. 1. Wearing cracked or chipped pieces out of sentiment. There's a certain kind of love that doesn't leave a bruise, but stays just long enough to make you ache. That's how it feels with jewelry we can't let go of. The bracelet that snapped but was never thrown away. The ring with a hairline crack no one else notices, but you feel it every time you twist it on. The necklace with a missing clasp, now tied in a rushed knot, still worn because of who gave it to you or what it meant in a different time. We hold onto broken things for many reasons. Some sentimental, some sacred. Some simply because we haven't paused long enough to ask, does this still belong with me? But here's what most of us never realize. When a piece of jewelry is damaged, even slightly, its energy is no longer whole. And if that piece sits directly against your skin day after day, what it radiates isn't stability, it's fragmentation. That fracture, however small, becomes part of your field. You might not feel it all at once, that's the quiet part. It shows up in your focus slipping, your motivation dimming, your energy not quite flowing the way it used to. And it's easy to blame life, aging, stress. But sometimes it's not about what's happening around you. It's what you're still carrying with good intentions, but misaligned results. We are emotional creatures. We imprint onto objects. A ring from a mother, a pendant from a past love, a bracelet from a moment we thought would last forever. We assign meaning. We believe the memory lives in the metal, and maybe it does, but so does everything else, the grief, the endings, the disappointments we never spoke aloud. And when that object breaks, something in us often breaks with it. Still, we keep it close, out of reverence, out of habit, out of fear that letting it go might mean letting go of the person, the love, the self we were in that moment. But let me ask you gently, what if that crack was the sign that it had served its purpose? That it absorbed something on your behalf, and breaking was its way of saying, I've done my job. What if holding on too long was no longer a form of love, but of stagnation? I once spoke with a woman who wore her mother's chipped turquoise pendant every day. It was the last thing her mother gave her before passing. She never took it off. But she also hadn't slept well in years. She felt heavy in the chest, anxious without reason. When we talked about the pendant, she wept, not because of the suggestion to remove it, but because deep down she already knew it was time. She didn't need to throw it away, just give it rest. From that day on, she kept it near her bed but stopped wearing it on her body. "I feel like I can finally breathe," she told me weeks later. That's the shift, not mystical, just energy given space to move again. When we wear broken things, we also tell ourselves silent stories, that we're not ready, that we still need that pain close, that we're not worthy of something whole yet. And over time, those stories settle into ourselves. We begin to live a little smaller, speak a little softer, hope a little less. And we wonder why things feel stuck, why wealth feels delayed, why our energy keeps dipping without cause. It's not that the broken object is cursed. It's that it's vibrating with a version of you that no longer exists. And every time you wear it, you unconsciously reinforce that old frequency. Even if you've grown, even if you've healed. It's like playing a scratched record. The same note skips again and again until it becomes the background of your life. You deserve better than that, not because you're perfect, but because you're still evolving, and your energy needs room to meet what's next. Sometimes that means letting go of something meaningful, not to erase it, but to respect it. By retiring a broken piece with care, you honor what it gave you and you honor yourself. You say, "Thank you for walking with me. I'm ready for what comes next." This is not about cold detachment. This is about conscious connection. You can keep the piece, place it somewhere intentional, a small box, a quiet shelf, a memory space. But don't let it sit on your skin day after day, soaking in your current energy and reflecting back something from long ago. Your body is a living field. It deserves clarity and wealth, abundance. Those things don't flow through chaos. They move through clarity, through clean channels, through a body that isn't wrapped in stories it has already outgrown. It's not about throwing away the past. It's about not letting the past wear you. We live in a culture that often equates letting go with loss. But letting go is actually a form of opening. When you release something no longer meant to be worn, you make room for a gift, for renewal, for a piece that matches who you are now. And that new piece, it will feel different, lighter, like a gentle yes every time you wear it. That's what alignment feels like. It's not dramatic, it's peaceful, quiet, certain. So today, if there's something cracked on your wrist, chipped around your neck, incomplete on your finger, pause. Ask yourself, is this still serving me, or am I serving it? And if the answer comes softly but clearly, don't ignore it. Let that moment be the turning point. Some things break to protect you, and some things stay broken because you haven't allowed yourself to move on. You are allowed to grow past a gift, past a story, past a version of yourself you loved. And when you do, your energy will shift, gently but unmistakably, like a window finally opened, like a breeze that finds you again, because you are not the crack, you are not the loss, you are not the memory alone. You are the one still here, still breathing, still becoming, and your jewelry should reflect that. 2. Never cleansing your jewelry's energy. You would never put on someone else's clothes if they were drenched in sweat or carried the scent of stress. Yet we do something just like that, almost every day with jewelry. A necklace straight out of a gift box, a bracelet passed down from someone we love, a ring from a store shelf touched by a dozen hands. We slip it on, admire the shine, maybe whisper a thank you, and move on. But what we don't see is what that piece already carries. Emotion, energy, residue. And slowly, subtly, it begins to weave itself into our own field. Jewelry absorbs, not just light, not just wear, it absorbs the mood and vibration of whoever touches it. Joy, grief, anger, hope, heartbreak. Whether it's secondhand, brand new, or even a cherished gift, the piece was not born in a vacuum. It moved through factories, hands, shelves, maybe even through someone else's personal storm. And yet, the moment it touches your skin, it becomes yours. You wear it, sleep with it, walk with it, and never think to ask, what energy did this come with? What frequency am I unknowingly aligning myself with day after day? We're taught to wash what we eat on, clean what we wear, even wipe down groceries after the store. But energy, that remains the invisible layer no one taught us to check. And it matters more than you think, because the energy field of your body is sensitive, reactive. When something foreign enters, especially when placed near your chest, wrists, or throat, it speaks to your nervous system. It whispers subtle messages, some helpful, others not. Ever notice that certain jewelry feels off after a while? It starts to feel heavier even if it's light. You feel tired when you wear it, maybe a little irritable or emotionally scrambled. The change is never loud. That's what makes it easy to miss. But look closer and patterns appear. Bad dreams, fatigue, sudden doubt, miscommunication, repeating only when that piece is worn. And no, this isn't about superstition. It's about simple, observable energy dynamics. We've all walked into a room and felt the tension. We've all held someone's hand and immediately knew they were upset, even if they said nothing. That's energy transmission. And jewelry, being so close to your body, works the same way, but even more intimately. You don't just feel it, you carry it. I once met a woman who wore her grandmother's locket every day. It was beautiful, heavy gold, etched with initials, but every time she wore it, she felt anxious. Her sleep fractured. Her thoughts ran in circles. When I asked what memories she had of her grandmother, her eyes welled up. She was strong, she said, but always sad, always tired. Without realizing it, she was wearing that story, not just the locket, and until she cleansed it, literally and emotionally, she couldn't fully step into her own. Another woman told me about a pair of earrings she bought on a whim, right after a breakup. They were bold, glamorous, different. She wore them to feel powerful again. But every time she put them on, she found herself getting into arguments, sharp, restless, off-center. It wasn't until months later, when she took a moment to hold them and ask what they were really about, that she realized she hadn't bought them from confidence. She had bought them from pain. They carried her heartbreak, not her healing. Energy doesn't lie, and the body always tells the truth. The jewelry you wear becomes part of that conversation. It either supports you or it weighs you down. It either clears the air or clouds your clarity. And unless you take time to cleanse what you wear, you may find yourself living under emotional clouds that aren't even yours. So how do you clear it? Not with incense or rituals you don't understand, but with intention, simplicity, awareness. Leave it in sunlight for a few hours. Run it under clean water while setting a gentle thought. Place it on a windowsill overnight. Even the act of holding it in your palm and asking, "Are you still aligned with me?" begins the shift. Some people place their jewelry on selenite, a clearing crystal. Others use sound, soft music, tuning forks, even silence. What matters isn't the method, it's the meaning. You are reminding the piece, this is a new day, a new energy, let's start fresh. If the jewelry is a gift, ask yourself, how is the giver doing? Were they in pain, chaos, confusion? Sometimes people gift us things while they're trying to unload their own heaviness. Not consciously, but energetically that weight gets transferred. And if we don't pause to reset the piece, we inherit not just the beauty, but the burden. And if the piece was bought during a difficult season, like during grief, financial struggle, or emotional upheaval, then it likely holds that echo, even if you've moved on. Especially if you've moved on. Because wearing it now might be tying you to an emotional chapter that no longer belongs to you. And it shows in the fatigue that lingers, the conversations that keep repeating, the opportunities that feel just out of reach. Sometimes abundance doesn't come because you're doing something wrong. It comes after you stop carrying energy that isn't yours. After you give yourself permission to lighten the emotional load, piece by piece, item by item. And jewelry is one of the most overlooked places to start. This is not about fear, it's about choice. It's about becoming someone who lives with intention, not accumulation, who understands that beauty is not just how something looks, but how it makes you feel, who recognizes that cleansing is not some mystical practice, but a return to clarity, to presence. So today, take a moment. Look at what you wear most often. Ask, when did I get this? What was happening in my life? How do I feel when I wear it now? There are no right or wrong answers, just honesty, and from there, action. Because when you clear what clings, what no longer belongs, what isn't even yours, you create space. For lightness, for alignment, For abundance to find its way in again, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be aware and willing to say, not everything I carry has to come with me. 3. Wearing it on the wrong side at the wrong time with no intention. You wouldn't water your plants at midnight. You wouldn't face your bed toward a window that leaks cold air. Some things have timing, direction, meaning. But when it comes to our jewelry, the things we wear closest to our body, we often treat them as afterthoughts. Put it on, take it off, repeat. We don't ask, what side does this belong on? What part of me is this feeding? What am I asking this piece to do, if anything at all? And yet we wonder why we feel scattered or stuck, or why something that used to lift us now feels like it drains us. It's not always the object, it's how we wear it, and whether we're wearing it with clarity or just out of habit. Every part of your body channels energy, not just in the poetic sense. Literally, your left side is your receiving side. It draws energy inward into your body, your thoughts, your heart. Your right side is your expressing side. It sends energy outward into the world, into action, into communication. What you wear on each side matters. Wearing a ring on your left hand is like inviting energy to stay, to support, to replenish. Wearing it on your right sends energy out, toward others, toward your work, your voice. Neither is wrong, but they are not interchangeable. If you need healing or protection or grounding, wearing that stone or charm on your right hand might do the opposite. Instead of drawing support in, you're pushing it out. And if you're trying to project confidence or power but wear the symbol of strength on your inward side, it may get lost in translation. Misplaced energy, misread signals, missed timing. It's not superstition, it's alignment. And it doesn't take belief, just a willingness to notice how you feel when you shift something even slightly. Left side, receive. Right side, release. That alone can change how you move through the day. But it's not just about the side, it's also about the moment. Timing, the energy of when you first wear something creates an imprint. Think about it. If you place a new bracelet on your wrist while you're rushing, anxious, or upset, that moment gets embedded in the piece. Your nervous system, your pulse, your breath, it all syncs with that emotional frequency. And then every time you wear it, that first imprint replays like background music. A woman once told me she put on her favorite necklace the morning she got bad news. It had nothing to do with the necklace itself, but from that day on, every time she wore it, she felt uneasy. She couldn't explain it. It's still beautiful, she said, but I don't feel right when I wear it anymore. That's the power of emotional imprint. That first moment matters. Now imagine doing that again and again, putting something on in a rush, out of guilt, to match an outfit but not a feeling. Without ever pausing to ask, what do I want this to carry? What do I want this to reflect back to me today? And over time, the jewelry becomes not a tool, but a mirror of confusion, of unspoken emotion, of movement without meaning. Intention isn't about rituals, it's about presence. It's the 5 seconds you take before clasping that necklace, the breath you hold while sliding on a ring, the whisper in your mind that says, today, let this piece remind me to stay calm, or let this carry my courage. That's all it takes to shift energy from reactive to conscious, from heavy to clear. I once met a retired teacher who wore a jade ring every day for 30 years. She said it helped her feel grounded. But after retirement, she kept wearing it and began to feel emotionally drained, tired in a way she couldn't name. When we talked, I asked what the ring symbolized to her. She paused. Control, she said. Structure, showing up no matter what. She had worn it to stay strong in a high-pressure job, but now, that energy was no longer serving her. It was keeping her in a role she had already left. That's what wearing something at the wrong time feels like. Not dramatic, just slightly off. The season of your life has changed, but the energy of what you wear hasn't, and that tension begins to press. You feel misaligned, but can't explain why. This is why we must update not just our wardrobes, but our energy wardrobe. Jewelry isn't passive, it's part of your energetic message. And if you wear something with no clear reason, no clear feeling, no conscious connection, it will reflect the confusion back to you. You'll feel off, but it won't be obvious. You'll try to fix your schedule, your diet, your mood, never thinking the source might be the necklace clasped on during a stressful morning 5 months ago. But here's the grace in all of this. Energy can be reset with choice. with care, with stillness. You don't need to throw anything away. You simply need to pause, hold the piece. Ask, what have I asked you to carry for me? What part of me are you connected to? Do you still belong in my daily rhythm, or are you from a past that I've outgrown? Then choose, consciously. If you're calling in rest, healing, support, wear it on your left. If you're expressing confidence, action, power, wear it on your right. And before you put it on, slow down. Breathe. Let the moment feel clean. Set a quiet thought, even if it's as simple as, let this feel good. Let this help me walk in alignment today. That alone will shift how you wear it and how it wears on you. Because energy is not just what we carry. It's what we create over and over in the smallest decisions. And jewelry, more than almost anything else, touches the very skin where energy speaks. So ask yourself, is this piece helping me receive or helping me release? Am I wearing it out of clarity or out of habit? Did I put it on with care or just because I always do? These questions may feel small, but your answers will shape how you feel, not just today, but in the weeks and months that follow. Sometimes the difference between a stuck season and a flowing one isn't dramatic. It's a shift as quiet as a ring placed on the other hand, as gentle as a bracelet put on with a clear mind, as powerful as saying, this morning I choose intention over routine. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be present, and when you are, the jewelry you wear won't just be beautiful. It'll be aligned, clear, supportive, and that's when everything begins to move again. Part 3, signs your energy is being silently drained. Some things don't shout when they leave, they slip away slowly, quietly, so gradually that you don't even notice until something feels off. You're not sick, but you don't feel right. You're not heartbroken, but your joy feels muted. You're still showing up, still doing the work, but it takes more effort than it used to. The little things begin to shift. The way your mornings feel heavier, the way your plans seem to stall, the way conversations start to feel more draining than uplifting. And while you try to blame the usual suspects, age, stress, hormones, there's a part of you that knows. Something is weighing on you, and maybe it's not inside you. Maybe it's something you're wearing. Energy doesn't always leave in storms. Sometimes it leaks, through tiny cracks, through small imbalances, through the jewelry wrapped around your wrist that used to bring you luck, but now just makes your hand feel tired. We don't always feel energy drain in one big moment. Most of the time it comes in whispers, misplaced focus, poor sleep, subtle mood swings, a lack of clarity, the sense that something's not quite clicking and hasn't for a while. And when it's jewelry, something you wear every day, something pressed against your body, close to your energy centers, you may not think to question it. It's just a necklace, just a ring, just a bracelet. But here's what most people don't realize. When your body is sensitive, when your intuition is quietly calling for attention, that piece becomes more than metal or stone. It becomes a conductor, a mirror, a channel. And if it's carrying outdated energy, emotional residue, or simply doesn't align with your current season, it starts to drain you, not all at once, but daily, quietly. So how do you know? How do you recognize when the drain isn't life, it's what you're wearing? Start here. Has your sleep changed? Not in ways tied to noise or light, but emotionally. Do you fall asleep fine, but wake up feeling restless? Do your dreams feel heavier, more scattered, less restful? Jewelry that's emotionally loaded or energetically misaligned can impact your sleep in ways that don't show up in sleep apps, but do show up in your mood the next day. Do you find yourself feeling more forgetful lately? Not dramatically, but just enough to feel frustrated. Appointments slipping your mind. Words not coming as easily. The kind of mental fog that feels more like interference than tiredness. If this only happens when you wear a certain piece, or lifts when you take it off, pay attention. Your energy is speaking. Notice your breath. Is it shallow? Are your shoulders tight without knowing why? Do you feel more anxious on the days you wear that pendant near your heart? More reactive in conversations when you wear that ring from a past relationship? These aren't coincidences. These are energetic echoes playing through the object and showing up in your body. One woman told me she began noticing small arguments with her husband over nothing. Every time she wore a particular silver bracelet, things just seemed to go wrong. It's like the air between us thickened, she said. Later, she remembered it was the same bracelet she wore during one of their worst years. It had soaked in every word they never said aloud. And now it was playing that energy back, without sound, but not without consequence. Sometimes the signs are even subtler. You begin to drop things more often, run late, say the wrong thing. Plans fall through, but in ways that feel strangely patterned, always at the last minute, always with the same emotional texture. That's how energetic misalignment shows up, not in chaos, but in small, repeated disruptions that leave you feeling off balance, disconnected, and emotionally tired. And then there's the physical. A necklace that always shifts out of place. A bracelet that keeps coming undone, no matter how secure the clasp. A ring that suddenly feels too tight, too loose, or strangely uncomfortable. We often chalk this up to poor fit, coincidence, age. But when the same piece keeps falling off or acts like it's trying to leave, you should listen. Because sometimes the piece is no longer aligned with you, and your body knows it before your mind does. There's an old belief that jewelry, like people, knows when it's no longer meant to stay. And when a piece falls off without warning, especially when nothing mechanical caused it, it may be your energy field letting it go. Not from rejection, but from release. From knowing that it has done its job and that you've grown past what it was meant to hold. But here's the challenge: we don't like to let go, especially of what we've grown attached to. We keep wearing the piece that's no longer helping us because it feels familiar. We tell ourselves we're being sentimental, or respectful, or loyal. And that's beautiful until it starts costing us our clarity, our energy, our forward movement. Because what's familiar isn't always what's right. Sometimes what feels like comfort is actually stagnation. And when we refuse to listen to the subtle signs, the restless sleep, the mental fog, the repeated missteps, we end up walking through life a little dimmer than we're meant to be. You don't need to throw anything away. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. If a piece feels heavy, take it off. Give it space. Let it rest. Notice how your body responds, how your emotions settle, how your thoughts clear. Sometimes even a few days without it is enough to feel the difference, and from that space you can decide what to do next. Keep it, cleanse it, or release it. And if a piece keeps falling off, don't force it back on. Ask yourself, why is this leaving me now? What part of my past is this trying to release? What have I outgrown that this piece still carries? The answer won't always come right away, but your body already knows, and it will thank you for trusting it. Because energy doesn't just respond to logic, it responds to truth. And when you honor the truth of your body, its fatigue, its knowing, its desire to feel light again, you create space for your energy to return to flow, for your intuition to speak clearly, for your life to feel like it fits again. The signs aren't always dramatic, but they are clear if you're willing to look. If you're willing to ask, if you're willing to let go of what quietly drains you in order to make room for what deeply supports you. So take a breath. Gently, quietly, ask yourself, what am I still wearing that no longer reflects who I am? And then listen, not to guilt, not to habit, but to the whisper underneath, the one saying, I'm ready to feel light again. Part 4, a simple ritual to reset your energy. Some changes don't require a trip, a plan, or a purchase. Sometimes they begin with one small moment, quiet, unhurried, and full of intention. If you've ever felt like something in your life is blocked, if you've been carrying a heaviness that isn't fully yours, if you suspect that what you wear every day is no longer supporting the person you've become, then this ritual is for you. It's not dramatic. You won't need candles, crystals, or mantras you don't understand. What you will need is attention, a willingness to pause, and a piece of jewelry that you're ready to reset, not just physically, but energetically. Start by finding a moment of stillness. Early morning works best, before the noise of the day rises, before you reach for your phone or your list. Choose a space near natural light, a window, a porch, or even a spot in your kitchen where the sun reaches. Bring your piece of jewelry there with you. Hold it in your hand. Not like an object, but like something that's traveled with you, through seasons, through stories, through parts of yourself you've outgrown and parts you're still stepping into. Now close your eyes, breathe, not deeply, not forcefully, just enough to feel your own rhythm returning. Let your hand rest gently. Notice how the piece feels. Is it cold, warm? Does it make you feel grounded or something else? just notice. You don't need to label it. This moment is about connection, not control. As you breathe, say something simple, softly. You don't need to speak aloud unless it feels right. You can say, I honor what this has carried. I release what no longer belongs. I welcome what's true for me now. Or let this piece align with who I am becoming, not just who I have been. It doesn't have to sound poetic. It just has to be real. Now, gently place the piece somewhere it can absorb light. A windowsill is perfect. If it's nighttime, let it rest until morning. If you have water nearby, you can rinse the piece briefly, especially if it's made of metal or stone, but only if it's safe to do so. This isn't about a formula, it's about the energy of reset. The light does the cleansing, but your presence does the activating. When you pick it up again, whether later that day or the next morning, don't rush. Touch it like it's new, like it's being invited back into your life with permission, not assumption. And before putting it on, ask yourself, why am I wearing this today? Is it to feel strong, protected, clear, loved? Choose one intention, one feeling, one word even, and let the act of wearing it carry that message. Because jewelry doesn't become powerful by cost or weight or origin. It becomes powerful when it is chosen with awareness, worn with clarity, trusted with emotion. And when you pair intention with attention, something shifts, not just in how you feel, but in how life meets you. That's the purpose of this ritual, not to fix something, but to realign, to remind yourself that you're not here to carry energy that isn't yours, that even the smallest object touching your skin can be a source of clarity or confusion, and the choice between those is entirely yours. I once knew a woman who reset all her jewelry this way, piece by piece, over several weeks. She didn't rush. Each morning she sat in her sunroom, one bracelet or pendant at a time. She called it her returning ritual. She didn't change her life overnight, but within a month she said her mind felt clearer, her body lighter. I stopped feeling like I was walking through someone else's life, she said. I started feeling like myself again. This is what happens when energy returns to alignment. You don't suddenly become a new person. You simply stop dragging along things that were never meant to follow you this far. You lighten the emotional load. You breathe deeper. You choose again. You may feel silly the first time you do this. That's okay. Let it be unfamiliar. You've probably spent years doing things for everyone else. This moment is for you to reset, to return, to let something go so something better can come through. Let your jewelry become part of your healing, not your holding on. Let it reflect who you are now, not who you were when you first put it on. And most importantly, let this ritual be more than a task. Let it be a threshold, the beginning of a gentler rhythm, one where even the smallest detail, like how you wear a ring, feels intentional, supportive, aligned. Because abundance doesn't always start with something new. Sometimes it starts by seeing the old with new eyes, by pausing just long enough to ask, is this still mine? And if it is, bless it. If it's not, release it, not with drama, but with softness, with a knowing that the version of you who first wore that piece has grown and deserves the clarity to match. That's how energy shifts. Not all at once, but in moments just like this. We began with something small, a bracelet, a ring, a necklace that to the eye is just an accessory, but to the energy of your body can be a doorway to clarity, to heaviness, to healing, or to the quiet leaking away of your vitality day after day without you realizing why. And through each part of this conversation, we didn't talk about fashion. We talked about energy, about memory, about alignment. We talked about how the things closest to your skin are often the last ones we question, and yet they can carry the oldest parts of our past. A gift wrapped in grief, a piece worn through heartbreak, a habit that no longer reflects who we are, not bad, not broken, but no longer in tune. You've learned to notice the heaviness of certain pieces, the stories they whisper, the shifts in your sleep, your breath, your emotions. You've seen how cleansing isn't a ritual of belief, but a gesture of clarity, of claiming space, of saying, I choose what comes with me. You felt how even the side you wear something on can speak to the world or to yourself. That timing matters, that emotion matters, that presence matters. And through it all, one truth remains steady. You are not here to carry what isn't yours, not in your hands, not on your wrist, not in your nervous system, your dreams, your home. So today, if something you wear no longer feels like it's lifting you, if it feels like it tethers you to a season you've already survived, let it rest. Cleanse it, bless it, or simply place it down, not in rejection, but in reverence for what it once gave, for what you're now ready to reclaim. You are not heavy, you are just layered. And every piece you release brings you closer to yourself, clearer, lighter, more deeply aligned. Thank you for staying here, for breathing through this with me, for being willing to look not just outside, but inward. May the jewelry you wear from now on reflect not just beauty, but truth. And may your energy move freely, with softness, with strength, and with the quiet certainty that nothing you let go of will take away what's truly meant for you. Until next time, stay light, stay aware, stay gently powerful.